Hi, in this episode we take a closer look at Thabo Bester, the man dubbed the Facebook rapist. We look into how he started his criminal life, what led to his life sentence, his escape, and finally his rearrest in Tanzania. This is Explained. Thabo Bester was born on the 13th of June 1986 at Chris Hani Baragwanath Hospital in Soweto. Thabo is the eldest and has two other brothers and a late sister. Maria Mabaso, who is the mother of Thabo, said she was raped and that's how Thabo came into being. When he was a baby, an Indian family wanted to adopt him, and Maria refused, a decision she said she now regrets. At once, his grandmother, Johanna Bester, took him into her care in Egenof. It is said when he was 4, when his grandfather found him with a massive wad of cash and asked him where he found the cash, Bester said he got the cash from a businesswoman in Kaibla Park. Maria Mabaso said whenever she visited her mother, who was staying with Thabo, he would be absent. And even when his grandmother was ill, he was absent. Since the start of his criminal life, he has used 13 known pseudonyms. At the age of 17, he was convicted and jailed for stealing from a family in Kaibla Park. He was later released into his mother's custody. He continued with his life of crime, orchestrating a scam targeting aspiring models. He asked women to pay him to organize auditions and photo shoots. After gaining women's trust, he would steal all their belongings. In 2009, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison for fraud and served 2 out of 3 years until he got parole. In 2011, which is the same year he was released, he orchestrated a scam now targeting aspiring models. He lured women under the guise that he was an international scout, and he would take them to hotels where he would rob all of their belongings. It is reported that he would hire models and charter a plane to Cape Town using alias Tom Kelly. He never paid for the plane as the proof of payment he procured was doctored. He also flirted with the camera equipment he rented. Late 2011, he was arrested for rape and robbing 2 girls. That same year, a model and car saleswoman named Nomfundo Tulu sold him a BMW. They later dated, and she was later stabbed by Thabo to death at a bed and breakfast in Cape Town. After he was arrested, he did a tell-all interview in 2011 where he admitted he is a killer and Nomfundo was killed by mistake. And he also stated that he was not a rapist.
If I wanted to kill her, I could have got her into Mthatha, where there's much less people, and got her into a bush BNB there, killed her there. So my intentions was never to kill anyone. My intentions were, with her, was straightforward. I liked her, and things got twisted whenever they got twisted, and we had a fight. The knife got out of hand. She got stabbed. I got stabbed in the process. I tried to stop it. And there's no one in this world with 2 rape cases and there's a knife involved and I'm wanted by cops. If I went to the cops and said we had a fight, she got stabbed in the process, no one was going to believe me. So that's the first thing, because I thought of that. That was the first thing to do, obviously, wake up the owners of the BNB and let them come and then call the cops and get an ambulance there. But I thought if I do that, it's like me saying, okay, I did the murder. You understand? That is my reason of running from that point.
You should watch that interview. I'll leave a link down below to it. In 2012, he was then convicted to a life sentence, which is 75 years in South Africa. In that time, while arrested, He posed as Tom Motsepe, a businessman related to Petrus Motsepe, and ran a fake event company called 21st Century Media. He claimed affiliation with companies like 21st Century Fox and Sky Digital. He also organized an event in Johannesburg while pretending to be in New York. He also promised to bring Halle Berry and Taraji P. Henson to South Africa, but for obvious reasons, he failed to deliver. On the 3rd of May, 2022, he escaped from the Mangaung Correctional Center in South Africa by placing a body and setting it alight to make it appear as though he had died by means of suicide. Questions were raised by people and skepticism grew around his alleged suicide from the Mangaung prison. A photo started circulating on social media platform Twitter, notably shared by GroundUp. The photo showed a person with features depicting those closely of Thabo Bester. The photo continued to be shared, and many started to compare facial features and started saying that it was Thabo, the person in that photo, to which an investigation was launched and people started to gain more information about the story and started to connect the dots. This is where Dr. Nandipha Magudumana comes in. In that photo of Thabo Bester, it showed him with the now suspended doctor. Later, it was revealed that Nandipha is more involved in this than just two people shopping. Well, before that, let's take a look at her for a bit and their relations to each other. Dr. Nandipha and Thabo have known each other as early as 2006 when she was studying at Wits University. She even promoted his modeling agency. They lost contact in 2011 after she married and had children while Thabo was imprisoned for life imprisonment on murder and sexual assault charges. In around 2017, she started visiting him in prison and they allegedly rekindled their relationship. So, let's get into her role in this. She allegedly is the one who helped Thabo Bester fake his death and escape in the Mangaung prison. She allegedly stole 3 bodies from the mortuaries in the Free State to help him escape. News broke out about the possible escape from Mangaung prison. G4S assured the country that the person who was found dead in prison was indeed Thabo Bester and he had died, but they were so wrong. It is revealed that the person whose body was found burned in that cell was already dead by blunt force trauma to the head. That led police to question his death, and even though police had questions unanswered, Dr. Nandipha continued to cremate the body. When DNA was done to confirm the identity of the body, it was revealed that the person who had died was not a match for Thabo Bester. And refuting the claim by the British security company G4S, even after the escape, he was back to another scam. This time, it was a construction company called Arun Properties. This time, with Dr. Nandipha, who posed as his customary wife. They got people paying them millions of rands for building projects that were never completed. They lived in a rented mansion in Sandton until they fled in March 2023, when the picture was starting to trend online. They most probably tried to flee to Zimbabwe because of the car that was seized by border police. It was driven by Magudumana, with Bester and another accomplice allegedly following close behind in another vehicle, believed to be a Range Rover registered in Magudumana's name. As time continued, it seems that they were nowhere to be found until...
Thank you very much, Crispin. The Minister of Police, Minister Begicele, members of the media who are here, the Minister of Police and the Minister of Justice and Correctional Services can confirm that escapee, Mr. Thabo Bester, or well known as Thabo Bester, with his accomplice, also known as Dr. Nandipha Magudumalong, with the Mozambican national, have been arrested in Tanzania late last night. On the 26th of March 2023,
Dr. Magudumana and Thabo Bester were found with a Mozambican accomplice and were subsequently arrested in Arusha, Tanzania for illegally entering the country. Police Minister Begitele and Justice Minister Ronald Lamola confirmed the arrest on Saturday. They have been extradited back to South Africa and they have been able to appear in court. So, of course, this is South Africa, and even their extradition comes with questions regarding why they were deported using a private jet and not a public flight, with the jet costing the taxpayer 1.4 million rands. And of course, the officials say it was justified and that it was a condition of deportation from the Tanzanian authorities. More info had come to light, and through DNA testing, they were able to verify the identity of the body that was found in prison, burnt as Katlaho Baring. It is said that the 31-year-old was reported missing last year, April, after he had been missing for a month. Batu Mfulo, who is Katlaho's father, spoke to ENCA and said that the police contacted Katlaho's mother a week ago and tested her DNA against the charred body discovered in cell 35, to which the DNA was a match. Katlaho's father later mentioned that the government failed his family, and the information given to them regarding his son's death isn't true.
That story to me doesn't make sense. And I don't even believe it, and I don't believe it is the truth. Because number one, if they took him to the hospital, getting there unidentified, they should do fingerprints verification. Taking him to mortuary, they should also do the same, so that they can know who is this person and so that they can locate relatives. But that story to me is not.
When asked on the type of person Katlaho was, he said,
I am growing up loving soccer. He was a boy who loved soccer, who played soccer as well. He was also a staunch member of Bloemfontein Celtic and the executive member of Bloemfontein Celtic Ipupem branch.
Condolences to the family, and I hope they do find justice and those involved face justice. These are some of the arrests made. Some of them are confirmed by police spokesperson Brigadier Athland Mate. Athland Mate said that Zolile Zigeleni and Sinohe Matsuara have been arrested for aiding and abetting Thabo Bester to escape. Zolile is the father of Dr. Nandipha Matsuara. He is a former G4S employee who allegedly assisted Bester to escape and who purchased a 600,000 VWT Rock, apparently from bribe money paid by Bester. Some say there are more people involved, and basically the 5 arrested don't have the skills to pull this off on their own. And there are calls that the government should cancel their contract with G4S, since all of these privileges that Bester gained was right in their nose. Here are some of the privileges that have been alleged that Bester enjoyed while serving time. Some reports suggest he was able to get in and out of prison, as him and Dr. Nandipha were able to get in a hotel room, spend the night, or even the weekend together. He had a laptop which was used to scam people and facilitate a business, and he was able to stream himself and get people in an event to sing him a happy birthday, pretending to be in New York. Meanwhile, he was in prison. So yeah, G4S allowed this to happen and should be liable to pay for the cost incurred. The denying of his escape wasted time and allowed him to escape the country. So far, the trial is still ongoing, and the pressure is mounting to ensure that justice is served and those involved face lengthy prison time. So, what do you think about this whole case? Do you think that only 5 people who were arrested are the only ones involved? Or is there more? Thank you for watching this video explaining Thabo Bester's escape. This has been explained. Okay, I'ma let you in on a secret. A like and sub to the channel would be bester. Anyway, enjoy your day. Peace.